Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Welcome to the FJ Show. For today's show, we'll be revisiting the Bring Your Own Bag campaign, a campaign that is seen as a success to some, but a failure to others. Today, we have some very special people to share with us their views. Let us welcome Mr. Ng Xi Xiang, the chairman of NTU Earthlink, and Mr. Yap Jun Wen, the representative of Oliver Green. Today, these two gentlemen will be providing us some insight regarding this topic. But firstly, before we revisit the Bring Your Own Bag campaign, let us take a trip into history. How exactly did people carry things around before the invention of plastic bags? Mr. Ng, do you remember this?
Yes, definitely. I do remember those days when I was a kid. I used to run errands for my mother. Back then, provision shops used to wrap food on newspapers, and it was really simple but very difficult to reuse them.
Mr. Yap,
Then we decided to adopt the usage of paper bags to carry some light groceries. However, sometimes you can see these paper bags giving way and having fishes falling through it. Eventually, we move on to plastic bags.
So, even though we started out using bags made out of paper, the durability and low cost has turned us into huge consumers of plastic bags. It is no wonder that annually an estimated 1 trillion plastic bags are used globally. So, to tackle this problem, our government introduced the Bring Your Own Bag campaign in 2007. Mr. Ng, can you tell us more about it? How successful has this campaign been?
Let's take a look at some of the intangible benefits of the campaign when we managed to raise awareness and a willingness to go green. So a recent poll by NTUC have indicated that 62% of the 530 people interviewed indicated that they are willing to bring their own bags at least once a week, compared to only 33% 2 years ago.
That sounded promising. However, I'm not sure if everyone agrees with that. Mr. Yap, being the Oliver Green representative, what are some issues around getting Singaporeans to bring their own bags?
So in terms of the effectiveness of current efforts, I would say that the 10-cent charge is relatively negligible for big purchase. Let's take for instance, $10 groceries purchase, the savings only translate to about 1%, or in fact, if let's say in terms of $100 grocery purchase, we stand at 0.1% savings. So consumers themselves don't really feel the pinch. For secondly, the strategy lacks longevity since the Bring Your Own Bag only happens on Wednesday. So on normal days with the 10-cent rebate removed, consumer may not see the importance of bringing their own bags. So in my opinion, the Bring Your Own Bag campaign doesn't really address the root cause why people don't practice so. And of course, lastly, according to NEA, plastic bag usage in Singapore is very high at a whopping 2.5 billion so each year. So this translates to about 450 plastic bags per person. So efforts by the government to reduce plastic bags consumption has been rather limited. So as mentioned by Qi Xiang earlier about the 10.1 million plastic bags saved. So if you actually do some calculations, it only translates to 0.0404 savings, which is quite minute.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt both of you, but this is not going easy. Don't worry everyone, we have eyes and ears on the floor. Zhiwei, where's Zhiwei? Let's ask our ladies man to get us some advice from the experts.
Thank you, Feng Chin. Now, let us hit the street to see what people have to say about the Bring Your Own Bag campaign.
It's heartening to see more and more people, using recyclable bags instead of their own plastic bags. And although the effort may seem very small, but I think the cumulative impact of this can actually be quite huge. And everyone, the action committed to this act is the main thing for the change. So to target the mass of this particular campaign, I think there's a need to change the intrinsic value of why people choose to why they don't participate in this campaign as well. And if financial motivation is not enough, maybe you need to find something which motivates them in the long run to keep this sustained.
Bring Your Own Bag campaign? You mean the one that you expect people to pay 10 cents for plastic bag? The idea is utterly crap. Take a look at the amount of people that's still using plastic bags when you enter a supermarket. Sometimes you even see people double bagging. Isn't this wasting more plastic bag? And of course, take a look, 10 cents. Do you really think Tencent is going to deter anyone from using plastic bag? No!
Thank you, Zhi. Now, having heard all the points, it seems like consumers' reliance on plastic bags can be summarized into two main issues: convenience and the lack of incentive. How then can we tackle these issues? Let us first thank Mr. Ng and Mr. Yap for joining us, and after the break, we'll be getting two more experts to share with us on how we can make the Bring Your Own Bag campaign a success. Stay tuned, or 2 trees will die, not one. Welcome back to the FJ Show. Before the break, we had experts sharing with us on the success and failures of the Bring Your Bag campaign. Now, we have two more experts with us, Dr. Xie and Dr. Goh, who are both leading consumer research scientists, and they will be providing us with some solutions on how we can make the Bring Your Own Bag campaign a success.
Thank you, Mr. FJ. To discuss about this issue, we have to first understand about the underlying root cause, which is the consumer conflict. Nowadays, when you're doing your shopping, the cashier at the counter will either automatically bag the product or ask if you want a plastic bag. As a result, there is now a wind-up culture within our society, where people simply accept plastic bags because it's offered by the service staff.
Okay, now let us take a look at some of the responses on the ground regarding this issue.
就是叫做你买一瓶水啊，还是你买一个杯？不会啊，好，为什么？
不要浪费纸
不要浪费纸袋啊。OK， 好。
I do.
You do. Okay.
I have my backpack.
Right.
I have a extra a bag inside, so I can already carry my stuff.
As you can see from the survey, this is indeed a real issue within society. So, to deal with this inconvenience obstacle, we should actually reduce the ease of access to plastic bags by adopting an opt-in system in shops. This can be achieved by service staff not automatically providing or offering plastic bags as part of their service, and plastic bags have to be specifically requested for by customers. With this change in service culture, customers will have to take the extra step to consider the need for a plastic bag, thereby providing them with power to opt for an eco-friendly practice.
Thank you, Dr. Xie, for the interesting point. I think that if an opt-in system were to be implemented, I'll definitely think twice before asking the service staff for a plastic bag. But then again, Dr. Goh, what do you think? What other options do we have to make the Bring Your Own Bag campaign a success?
I agree, and I think an incentive and disincentive system can be feasible when it comes to solving the issues of Singaporeans not bringing their own bags. To me, the current incentives are not very effective in motivating many Singaporeans to adopt the habit of using recyclable bags. So currently, on Wednesdays, customers were made to pay a fee of 10 cents for every plastic bag they use. This was obviously meant to discourage the consumption of plastic bags. While consumption did drop, we still noticed many Singaporeans paying the fees and using plastic bags for their own grocery shopping. To the increasingly affluent Singaporeans, maybe 10 cents per plastic bag was probably too small and insignificant a sum. Hence, I would suggest raising the fee of each plastic bag to about 30 cents, and this would definitely make Singaporeans think twice before getting a plastic bag. Another incentive we can consider would be to award customers with link points when they bring their own recyclable bags. So as you know, link points can be exchanged for many different rewards and vouchers, and this is definitely much more attractive and appealing to Singaporeans as compared to the previous 10-cent rebate customers got for bringing their own recyclable bags.
Okay, let us once again see what Singaporeans think with regards to these suggestions.
So which one would you prefer?
Getting the money returned.
Getting money back. Okay. Bags?
I do already.
You do already.
Yeah.
Okay.
回扣钱当然是比较好，
回扣钱是比较好。OK，
尽量不要。
这样不要啊，可是有时候还是会需要啊。
对。
As you can see from the survey start, Singaporeans might just start using less plastic bags if we actually improve the current incentive system in place.
Thank you, and see you again next Thursday.